that. So I also have my timer going. Let me wait a minute. It's going to nudge me when I really need to get to sit down. So, but I appreciate this opportunity to talk to you guys. You all didn't ask me. I asked you if I could talk. And I did that because I've got this thing going on in my mind that one of these days I'm going to become a full-time public speaker. And I'm going to go from place to place to place and speak as long as people will want me to. And one of the things that I do want to talk about is my faith. And so you all are sort of like my guinea pigs, and I really appreciate you all taking that role for me because it's really important for me to decide if this is something that I want to do. I am married to Jimmy Elder, but I'm not from Fancy Farm originally. I'm originally from Louisville. I have 2 children that are grown and married and have children of their own, and they both, their dad lives up in Louisville, they're from Louisville. However, they will tell you that they're from Fancy Farm. That was probably the best thing I ever did for them, is bring them down here. And then I have 2 younger children. Katie is a junior at UK. John is a freshman in the FAME program at West Kentucky Community and Technical College. He wants to be a welder. So he's very into that program at this point. Jimmy is a tobacco farmer. I do marketing, so, you know, we just have all the bases covered. What you need done, we can get it done for you. But I did want to talk about relationships, and I wanted to talk to you about a particular relationship that I have, and then hopefully talk to you about relationships that you all can have. Those of you who know me, wait, I gotta make sure I'm not missing anything. I do have to tell you this. Janet Wilson will tell you, the last time I talked at a church function, I got up there, I had this nice suit on, and then I came to realize I had on Jimmy's pants. Jimmy had a pair of dress pants about the same color as my dress pants, and when I went to put them on, I just ran them, we were down at St. Charles at the time, and I went in the back to put them on, and they were Jimmy's pants, and I'm like, okay, what am I going to do here? Well, what I did was I tightened that belt as tight as it was, and I went ahead and did it, but I had to tell him this because I was just unnerved at the time. So today, everything I have on today is mine. I really like the name of this. This is Create to Relate. And, you know, we all have relationships. I know that the majority of you in this room are somehow or another related to each other. I mean, we could, I like to do family trees, so it would be really hard for me to not sit here and say, okay, now I know that you're Janet's daughter, and then I know that Wanda is Janet's sister. I would have to go through that whole spectrum, okay? It would just drive me crazy. There's 4 generations here, right? Yeah, 4 generations of the same people. So you all got relationships with each other. You all got the people that you were raised with. Even if your family is not as large as the Wilson family or any of the other ones, you've got people that you went to high school with or you've known for years and years and years. That is one of the great things I love about this community, is that everybody knows each other. And if you don't know each other, Jody, here an example today, everybody wants to know who you are. So for those of you who don't know, this is Jody Hanson. She is married to Wayne Hanson, and she is the project manager for Graves County Economic Development. She's a great person to know, lots of fun.
I agree.
So, but the thing of it is, you all have relationships, and that's not hard to do. When I moved down here, I was very familiar with the Elder family. I had loved the Elder family for years and years and years. Mary Ann and I were best friends from the time we were 14. Through the years, I had come down, so I knew the community, I knew about it. I did not know that Jimmy was interested in me or I was interested in Jimmy, but that finally came and came to fruition. But so that's one of the things that I have always appreciated. But some of you know that my parents both died young. I was 19 when my dad died. He was 41, and I was 26 when my mother died. And after my mother died, it was very. She was 41. After she died, it was very hard on me because it was like, how am I going to survive? How am I going to live? I can't live without my mother. And so I was really bad about, I would go to the cemetery. Now we have a wonderful cemetery here, but I would go to the cemetery where Mom and Dad are buried. They're buried real close to Colonel Sanders, by the way. But I would go to the cemetery and I would hang out if I didn't have any place to go or any place to be. And there might have been a time or two I took a lawn chair. I'm not going to deny that. But my mother told me what to do. She was, so important to me in my life. I really didn't do anything without Mama knowing about it and putting in her 2 cents, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent. So when I moved down here, I couldn't go to the cemetery anymore, or not as often. And I was past the take the lawn chair to the cemetery stage. So I decided, oh my gosh, we've got this beautiful cemetery, and it's full of all kinds of mothers. I think I'll just go pick one out. And I will adopt that woman. And I did go down and visit with Jimmy's mom several times, and it just wasn't the same. I came to the conclusion it wasn't the same, and I wasn't as comfortable as I wanted to be in doing that. And so what I did, though, while I was walking around, is that I made my way to the grotto. And where I come from in Louisville, there's a grotto in every church, and they are beautiful. They are gorgeous. So why, I would say to myself, why are you all about this grotto with this statue? And it's not as elaborate as the ones in Louisville. Well, it was because it was in the middle of town, and I really liked that. And I really liked that statue of the Blessed Mother. And I decided that was Mom's new grave, because my mother loved the Blessed Mother. She just adored that woman, and she devoted so much of us to her. So I thought, I'm a mother. I know that the Blessed Mother has a special place in my life, but I'm going to go down there and visit with Mom, is what I would do. And I did. And I did for a while, and then I got to where I was talking to the Blessed Mother. She's a much better listener than my mother. My mother is not a very good listener. She wants to tell me what to do all the time. But Mary, she would listen, and she would do a really good job. Now, if she felt that she needed to intercede, a lot of times we ask her to intercede for us. Well, sometimes she might have to intercede for you, because or to you. She might come back and say, you don't need to be doing that anymore. And I really felt that there have been times that she's talked to me like that. And I've been very blessed to be able to do that. Now, let me make sure I've told y'all everything I want to tell you. Okay. Oh, I could stand here and give you all kinds of examples of how Mary has brought me closer to her. And in doing so, she's brought me closer to her son. But I will tell you this, that I would not have the relationship with Jesus that I have today if it wasn't for Mary. Because I truly believe that she took me by the hand and said, come on, you need to meet this boy. And, I was raised Catholic, 12 years of Catholic school. So I knew who Jesus was, I knew who Mary was, but I always went to God. God was the main man, why bother with everybody else when you can go straight to God? And it was through Mary that she said, you really need to meet Jesus. And that's what I did. But I'm not, oh shoot. All right, I promise I'm not going to talk much longer. Not really. But I don't want to, I'm not a preachy type of person unless you're one of my children, and then I will preach until the day is done. But I will tell you this, that it's extremely important in my life, and I think in everybody's life, that you have a spiritual relationship with someone. Now, my family has sort of adopted St. Isidore. We love St. Isidore. And I will just tell you that that man can perform miracles, or he can get miracles performed. I'll just say that. St. Isidore is a patron saint of farmers. So we do a whole lot of praying to St. Isidore at my house. But you can pick whoever you feel comfortable with. I feel comfortable with Mary. My daughter, Katie, chose St. Lucy as her confirmation saint, and she prays to her all the time. And when I'm praying, and when you're praying to these people, you're not praying for them to help you. You're praying to ask them to ask for help for you. Because isn't it true that if you want something, you're going to go to the mom, right? Or you're going to go to the friend, or you're going to say, "Will you ask your dad if he would?" You know, that you're going to do that, and it means so much more to you guys to do that than to just go straight to God. I mean, yeah, He listens to us. Jesus listens to us, but you know, having somebody else bothering them about it really does help with that. But and too, I would like to say that every day when I pray the Rosary, I have my little litany of saints. For those of you who were at church for All Saints Day, Father Darrell stole my talk. I was like, "This is mine." But I have my own little litany of saints. I pray to St. Teresa every day because I really want her to pray for me, because that woman can get things done. I pray to John Paul II because I think he's cool. You know, I know that a lot of kids always, you know, that were raised with him, that they thought he was so cool. I just think he's a cool guy, so I pray to him. I pray to my mom and dad every day. I tell them that I hope that whatever I do today makes them proud. Every day I pray to Jimmy's brother and sister who have gone before us, Danny and Linda May, and I ask them to pray that I'm a good wife and mother. I pray to my friend Debbie. I ask her to make me the friend she needed me to be. I pray to Jimmy's nephew Johnny, who was the nicest person I ever met. And those of you who know me real well know that I'm not always really nice. So I need help in that category. So I pray to him every day. I pray to Mary Ruth Elder because she put her family above everything else. This is not Jimmy's mother, Mary Ruth. This is Donald's Mary Ruth. And I want to love my family the way she loved hers. I pray to my granddaughter, Lucy, who died before she was born. And I just pray to her and say, "You know what, Lucy? Grandmama loves you more than anything else in the whole wide world." And she does. And then for those, well, y'all all know, I pray to Benny Wilson every single blessed day. Because Benny knew how to have a good time, and I asked him to help me have fun today. And then I usually get into, girls just want to have fun. So, you know, I can be a little obnoxious about it. But, you know, I don't think that I spend more than 20 or 30 minutes a day praying. Now, there are some days that I do a whole lot more. But it's not like I sit down and all conditions are right, because, you know, we're women. Conditions are never right, you know. Maybe while we're in the bathtub, if there aren't kids screaming at the door. Maybe, I like to do it in the car, because I drive in the car by myself. So I like to do it in the car. So maybe that'd be the place for you to go. but bring that person along with you. Oh man, here, I've already talked about this stuff. Okay. There are, my kids don't tell me about their faith life. I feel strong that they've had a good faith life, and that they know how they need to be, how they were raised, and how they need to raise their children. They don't come to me and say, and ask, something about one of the Catholic traditions or anything like that. But I have two people in my life who do that. One is my son-in-law, who just converted to Catholicism. And I get so excited when he asks me a question. I'm like, oh, and then I get really, really excited if I know the answer. So that's very exciting to me. But I really try hard to influence them into developing those kind of relationships as they go through life. So I'm going to ask you to stretch your comfort zone a little and go and look for somebody that you can have a faith relationship with. My daughter Katie has a spiritual advisor, and I'm so jealous because this is somebody who she takes all of her spiritual needs to. And I think that, guys, we could be each other's spiritual advisors as we go along. I've sort of been working on one. If I was to say that I consider her to be my spiritual advisor, she'd probably run for the woods and say no, thank you. But don't everybody go and ask Father Darrell to be their spiritual advisor. He would probably get really mad at me. But there are some people that are willing to help you, and the group here, this group would be that type of person as well. So there's two things I'm going to ask you to do. Look for someone to help you when you need them. So I talk to Mary every day, but I talk to other people as well as I'm going through my day, as I've said. But I know that Mary's got my back. No matter what the problem is, I know that she's going to be right there with me. And I do feel like I've got a moral advisor too. I'm calling her a moral advisor rather than a spiritual advisor. Because, she sort of keeps me on the straight and narrow. I mean, I might run something by her and say, is this like really, and she'll be like, no. So, but, Mother Teresa had a spiritual advisor. And it was a priest that she knew when she was in the novitiate. And they wrote letters back and forth for years and years and years. So that might be something that that you need to consider, somebody that's not right here. And I will tell you this, you can't forget about the Holy Spirit too, because when you really do need Him, He'll be there for you. But I do think that this is a journey, and we're not meant to walk it alone. We know that. So find the people that are good for you, whether they're here or in heaven. I got a whole slew of them. I tell people I can't wait to die because I got a party waiting. I hope that's where they are. I hope that's where I go. But you look for that person, but then also look for your person here because it's hard to get through each and every day. And the more that we're there for each other, the better off that we are. I really do appreciate this opportunity, and I really am excited that y'all laughed at my jokes. I cannot wait to go home and tell that. Thank y'all so much.